Hello, and welcome to English Stories. Today we explore the life of Nicolás Maduro, the controversial leader and former president of Venezuela, often criticized as a dictator. His story is full of power struggles, suppression of freedoms, and economic disasters in Venezuela. Nicolás Maduro rose from a bus driver to president, but his rule brought poverty, repression, and international isolation through corrupt practices and authoritarian control. This biography will take you through his early years, education, career steps, and the ways his negative actions harmed his country. It's a tale of dictatorship, human rights abuses, and a controversial end that serves as a warning for anyone learning English. Section 1. Early Life. Nicolás Maduro was born on November 23, 1962, in Caracas, a large city in Venezuela. Soon after, he grew up in a working-class area in the same city. Nicolás grew up in Caracas after being born there in 1962. This crowded urban setting shaped his early years with poverty and political unrest. Nicolás came from a modest family with leftist parents. His father was a union activist, while his mother worked various jobs to support them. He had siblings, making their home a place of basic needs and ideological talks. Nicolás' family background in radical politics might have led to his later dictatorial style. His parents exposed him to socialist ideas, influencing his views from childhood. From a young age, Nicolás showed interest in music and street activism. As a teen, he joined rock bands and youth groups tied to leftist causes. Activism became his outlet, and he spent time in protests. This early involvement set the foundation for his future as a leader. A leader is someone who guides people, but in Nicolás's case, it turned into control as a dictator. Living in Caracas, Nicolás experienced inequality in Venezuela. He went to public schools but focused more on politics than studies. His time in youth was marked by informal groups and early jobs. Nicolás's early life in Caracas, with its focus on survival, music, and radical ideas, built his path to become a leader who later acted as a dictator, oppressing opponents. What do you think came next for Nicolás after his youth? He sought political training abroad. Section 2. Education. In his teens and early 20s, Nicolás Maduro had little formal education, attending high school in Caracas, but dropping out without a degree. He learned basics like reading and history through irregular classes. In these short school years, Nicolás picked up socialist ideas. Nicolás attended high school in Caracas during the 1970s and 1980s, gaining minimal academic skills. This limited schooling left him without qualifications, contributing to later criticisms of his leadership. As a young man, Nicolás made a controversial decision. He went to Cuba in 1986 for political training at the Nico Lopez School. Going to Cuba means studying revolutionary ideology, and Nicolás did this to learn Marxism. He took courses there, choosing indoctrination over traditional education. This choice was key, but it prepared him for authoritarian tactics. Many leftist figures, like other activists, also trained in Cuba to push agendas. Nicolás believed ideology trumped formal degrees. By attending these programs, he opened doors to become a union organizer and politician, using control methods. His time in Cuba gave him tools for power grabs, even without a university education. Nicolás's education story shows a focus on politics over knowledge. He skipped higher learning for ideological training, which helped his rise but led to poor governance as a dictator. Embracing revolutionary schooling was a turning point, shifting him from a worker to a manipulator, ready for Venezuelan politics. What happened after his training? Nicolas began his professional journey with labor jobs. Section 3, Career Milestones. Nicolas Maduro's career is marked by several key milestones, each building on the last. Let's go through them step by step. Right after Cuba in the late 1980s, Nicolas worked as a bus driver for the Caracas Metrobus system. A bus driver is someone who operates public transport, and Nicolas took this role in the 1990s to earn a living. He started as a driver in Caracas, handling daily commutes. This was one of his early steps as a worker, using it to enter unions. The job led to activism, and in the 1990s he became a union representative for transit workers. As a unionist, he organized strikes and demands. In 1999, Nicolas supported Hugo Chávez and was elected to the National Constituent Assembly. He entered politics in 1999, helping rewrite the Constitution. This was a big step as a politician, aligning with Chávez's regime. Under Chávez, Nicolas advanced. In 2006, he was appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs, serving until 2013. As Foreign Minister from 2006, he promoted anti-U.S. policies. In 2012, Chávez named him Vice President in October. The vice presidency started in 2012, positioning him for succession. A dramatic moment came with Chávez's death on March 5, 2013. Nicolas became acting president and won the April 2013 election amid fraud claims. This event showed his power seizure. He assumed office but faced protests. It highlighted his start as a dictator controlling elections. In 2017, Nicolas dissolved the opposition-led National Assembly and created a loyal Constituent Assembly. As a dictator, this move suppressed democracy. In 2018, he won re-election in a vote boycotted by opposition, leading to international non-recognition. The 2019 crisis saw opposition leader Juan Guaidó declare himself president, backed by the U.S. and others. Nicolas responded with arrests and violence as a dictator. In 2024, he claimed victory in disputed elections on July 28, sparking massive protests and more repression. By 2025, the U.S. increased pressure with a $15 million bounty for his arrest on drug charges. As of late 2025, Venezuela's economy remained in ruins under his rule, with hyperinflation and shortages. Nicolas's career milestones include bus driver in the 1980s to 1990s, union leader in the 1990s, assembly member in 1999, foreign minister from 2006 to 2013, vice president in 2012, president from 2013, rigged re-election in 2018 and 2024, and suppressing dissent as a dictator. As a leader, he clings to power. As a dictator, he jails critics. As a politician, he isolates Venezuela. These steps demonstrate his ability to maintain control through force, but at great cost to his people. Section 4. Achievements and Impact. Nicolás Maduro's rule has few genuine achievements, overshadowed by negative impacts like economic collapse and human rights violations. One supposed success is maintaining alliances with Russia, China, and Iran for oil deals, but this led to debt and isolation. Since 2013, his policies caused GDP to fall over 80% by 2025, with poverty affecting 90% of Venezuelans. Nicolas's tenure as leader turned Venezuela into a failed state, influencing mass exodus of 7.8 million people. His anti-imperialist stance brought sanctions from the U.S. and EU, worsening shortages of food and medicine. As a dictator, this deepened the humanitarian crisis. In 2017, he rewrote the Constitution to consolidate power, a move condemned as undemocratic. Nicolas acted as a dictator by rigging elections and jailing over 15,000 opponents since 2013. Challenges like the 2019 power blackouts tested him, blamed on sabotage but due to neglect. Nicolas overcame them with propaganda, but it showed his incompetence as a dictator. Nicolas's broader impact includes destroying institutions. Media censorship closed 200 outlets, and corruption ranked Venezuela among the world's most corrupt. As a dictator, he faced ICC probes for crimes against humanity since 2018. A quote from critics, "Maduro is a dictator who stole democracy. This warns of power abuse." Another from reports, his regime caused the worst migration crisis in Latin America. Overall, Nicolas's rule as a dictator has devastated Venezuela, creating a legacy of suffering and repression. To wrap up, Nicolás Maduro's life began in 1962 in Caracas, leading to his growth as an activist. He had political training in Cuba, served as foreign minister and vice president under Chávez, became president in 2013, rigged elections in 2018 and 2024, and ruled as a dictator, causing economic ruin. In a shocking end, on January 4, 2026, U.S. President Donald Trump authorized a covert U.S. operation that captured Maduro from Venezuela, essentially kidnapping him to stand trial in New York for drug trafficking, terrorism, and corruption charges, ending his tyrannical regime. Thank you for joining this biography. If it helped you reflect on leadership, like the video and subscribe for more stories about fascinating people. See you in the next one.